Hi guys, Mama Shark here. Today's going to be a really quick video. Is your baby constantly suffering from diaper rash? Is that really red rash on their little cute buttsies? Well, if that's the case, stay tuned because I'm going to give you some over-the-counter remedies that can make sure that you beat that diaper rash in the butt. Okay guys, so it's really simple. Basically, one of my babies still in diapers that just potty trained my 3-year-old. What I constantly had to deal with both of them is really bad diaper rash. And I don't know if you guys know this, but a diaper rash actually comes most commonly from yeast infections. Basically, if your baby's having a really high sugar carb diet, they're more prone to getting this diaper rash. Sometimes there are other underlying reasons, so make sure to check with your pediatrician. But if you are positive that it's diaper rash, here are the solutions. The first thing you guys need to try is Desitin. I use Desitin. There's other brands out there on the market. I use Desitin because I just love its consistency. It's really good and sticks on the skin. But what you want to look for is the active ingredient zinc oxide. So this covers the skin, and what it does is it prevents moisture from getting on the skin so the skin can heal. High moisture, dark areas is what usually creates the perfect breeding grounds for yeast. And so this is what this does, is that it covers that area to make sure that yeast has no chance to grow. If you find yourself, you go ahead and you change the diaper the next time and the next time, let's say 3 or 4 diaper changes, and you find that this is not helping. Of course, you have to use with every diaper change. If you feel like this is not helping, then you can go to the second step. And the second step is, what I usually do is I put a layer of Desitin first, and then I put a bunch of Vaseline on top. Like, I just smother it on top, and then I put the diaper on. Usually the very next morning, the diaper rash is completely gone. There are times where it's a little bit more resistant. So if you try this for a good while, let's say 3 or 4 diaper changes, which is usually overnight, let's say for a little baby, then you can go to the third step. I want to give you a warning, guys, though. Do not use this third step too much, because this is an antifungal cream and you don't want to abuse using this, because then you might be creating some kind of resistance. So I would definitely tell you to only use this if you really had to. I intermittently use this when I really had to, when the first 2 options didn't work. So this is actually Lotramin, is one of the brands that it comes in, but I found that Equate is actually a lot cheaper, guys. It's a lot cheaper, and you can find it at your local store or in the links in the description box below. But the first thing I would do is place a layer of this. This is the first thing I put on to kill off any yeast, excessive yeast on the skin that may be causing the rash. Then after I put on a layer of this, I put on a layer of Desitin, and finally another layer of Vaseline. So you have 3 layers of 3 different things. If you are using this and you're starting to see improvement, continue use for 3 more days afterwards to make sure the problem does not persist. Now, if you're using this once and then you stop, and then you use this again 3 days later, and then you stop, and then you use it again 4 days later, and then you stop, you're not going to really see much improvement, and you're actually probably going to cause other problems down the road. So I definitely make sure that you use this consistently for a small period of time and then stop. Again, do not abuse using this. If you're finding that your diaper rash is continuing, let's say 7 days after using these, I would tell you to make sure that you continue after your pediatrician to give you a better solution. Now, again, don't try any of this unless you've checked with your pediatrician that it's indeed diaper rash. And then the last thing, which I have never used except once for my baby, because he was in so much pain, he was screaming, he didn't let me touch him, he was in a lot of pain, is cortisone. So cortisone will take care of the inflammation and the itch and soothe basically their skin so that they would allow you to take care of them and put these 3 on. But what I did, again, I used this only once, and what I did is I put these first 2, which is the Lotramin and the cortisone, together first, then covered with Desitin, and finally covered with a huge layer of Vaseline. Another way you can naturally try to get rid of the diaper rash is to let the area breathe. More oxygen, more light to the area will help with that diaper rash. So definitely, let them breathe every now and then. If you're able to let them run around butt naked, definitely let them run around butt naked, because that will help them. And then when it's time to put a diaper back on, again, use these 4 steps. Again, I would not overly use the cortisone at all. The cortisone has bad side effects, but definitely use the Lotrimin if you have to. And then the most used, which I would say I would almost use daily if I have to, would be the Vaseline and the Desitin. I hope this helps you. Please let me know in the comments below if you have questions, and if it did indeed help you. Share if you find that it's helping, because what we don't want to do is have to turn to more serious problems later down the line, like, their skin becoming infected and having to take antibiotics, which is something that we don't want to do. We definitely don't want to overuse antibiotics, but let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions, then thank you guys for tuning in.